Hi, in this video, I'd like to do a quick demonstration on how you can create custom units in Cameo Systems Modeler. And those units are what you assign to your value types. Interestingly, there are a lot of different built-in libraries that you can use, such as the ISO 80,000 library, and they come with a lot of different types of units and quantity kinds, value types, things of that nature. But it gets interesting when you go to create your own value type because some of those things are not already there for you. So let's go through a quick process of how you can do that and create those symbols for the units as well. That way you can display those and have those displayed in parametrics as well as instance tables where you see those values show up. So let's say in a case where you had a system and you had a value property such as a fuel flow rate, we'd want to add something to this for a type. So let's create a custom value type and call that liters per second. Now, if I simply drag this value type onto the fuel flow rate, what you see is it's now typed as liters per second. However, if we were to look at this in a parametric diagram, you see liters per second, and we had a default value of 10 just for the sake of this demonstration. But what you'll notice is there's no symbol after that that shows that. So in a dynamic simulation, you'll see fuel flow rate equals 10, but you won't actually quite understand what the units are because it's not displayed. So similarly, if you look at this in an instance table, what we can do is save an instance of this simulation and have that show up in an instance table. So what we'll do is export this to a new instance, save that in the model, and then in an instance table, notice we see an instance of this saved and it says 10, but typically you'd like to be able to see the unit next to that as well. So in order to do this, what you can do is create custom quantity kinds and units. So the process to go through for this is to search for quantity kind in your auxiliary resources. So if you look up quantity kind, there's a block that's hidden in your auxiliary resources. You can drag that out onto a diagram, and what we'll do is create an instance of the quantity kind block. So to do that, you right click on quantity kind and you go to tools, create instance, and basically you can just skip through these steps. It will create a diagram somewhere in your model that will show the instance of the quantity kind. At this point, what you should do is rename the quantity kind and the unit. So we're not going to retype these. They're typed appropriately. We simply want to rename them. So the name is in the first, on the left side of the colon. So for this, we'll say liters per second. And then for the unit, just to show that this is slightly different, let's add a lowercase liters per second. Now, this is the part where you actually put in the symbol for this. So, if you were using something for ohms, for instance, you could use the Greek letter omega, or whatever you'd like for the symbol to be. In this case, let's simply do LS, and you'll see where that will show up. Now, after we've done that, what you will not see is that there has been any changes to anything as of yet, and that's because we still haven't assigned the quantity kind and the unit to the actual value type. So to do that, what you can do is go to the specification for your value type, and notice now where it says quantity kind, you can use the ellipsis to expand that, and then notice you'll have one of these that looks like a value type but with a Q, and one that has a U. So we'll use the Q for quantity kind, and it's typed by quantity kind also. Say OK, and close that, or just go back and then go into the unit, and for the unit you'll assign liters per second, which was the custom unit that you made. And if you close that out, now what you notice is, we'll just do a soft delete on this quantity kind block. You now see you have a unit of liters per second. You see the symbol there as well. And then when you get into your instance table, you now see you have that symbol for the unit displayed here. And if you were to do a simulation of this, you should also now see that there's that symbol for the unit displayed next to the actual runtime value of your value properties as well. That's a quick overview of how you can create custom value types with custom quantity kinds and units and symbols displayed. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.